Locker room. What's up? I'm excited here because as you look around, I told you this is my sitting room and the office is right there done. So I can't wait to show you guys the new office as I try to modernize my house, my whole house. Well, as much of it as I can, all of it really. Just because I got like a Mediterranean home. I built with big collars, with all the collars and they got the crown molding throughout. It's that old Caesar's Palace kind of style. So now, and to modernize it, we got to sell all the furniture, all this old good furniture, and bring in that modern stuff. It's a lot of big spaces anyway, so I'm excited about it. I'm excited. It's a big project, but excited about it. But I want to talk to you guys about that game tonight, because it's game 2. But before I move to the game night, we got to just revisit the Eastern Conference Finals, where the Knicks beat the Cavs 115-104. First of all, 2 overtime games, pretty incredible. I thought, I said, and I may have said it, I said it here on the live. Yesterday, I was like, there's no way whatever this Eastern Conference game is going to produce will be anything near what the Western Conference game produced, but I was wrong. It was very, very near because of the kind of game and coming back from an epic collapse. It's an epic collapse. An epic choke. When you talk about the last 44-11 run, that is insane. And all the way around, people talking coach not pulling into calling timeouts, knowing you've been in back-to-back 7-game series, and the Knicks have rested for nine days. I was saying to myself, man, when they go in the fourth quarter, they're going to be dead. They'll be dead. And then leaving James Harden out here. Let me say this. I'm going to be frank, because I'm a James Harden fan. My son, Michael, James Harden is his favorite player in the NBA. There were a lot of people coming in this game that came into this playoffs wondering, what will James Harden write? What kind of history is he going to write? Can he write away the history of always not showing up in the playoffs? That's what this playoff run with Donovan Mitchell and the Cavs were supposed to try to be for James Harden. And to honestly tell you the truth, it could not have possibly gone any worse. What happened last night, as much as right now we're talking about coach not calling the timeouts, right now we're talking about, even Donovan Mitchell didn't score late, especially if you're talking about 11 points being outscored 44-11. But they're talking also about James Harden. James Harden, they kept putting him in isolation. That means coming around and getting him on Jalen Brunson one-on-one, isolation. And he got used, abused, chewed, and thrown out. I came to the conclusion at the end of this, and I have pondered on it all day, that I don't think James Harden can ever recover from this. And James Harden may be known now as the worst playoff player in the history of the NBA. I don't know if you want to call it the worst playoff player in the history of the NBA or the greatest choker in the history of the NBA, because this people aren't going to remember this against Cleveland as much as they're going to remember this against James Harden, because all the other times James Harden came up short, we talked about it was on his offense. James Harden, he won the Premier League scorers, and he came up short on his offense. This was, yes, also still that offense, you went dry offensively, but man, you guys spent the round upside down and thrown like a clown when you were on defense. I mean, just abused. And coach, who didn't call any timeouts and did make any substitutions, just let you get abused like that. And then he said, I had faith in James. From where? Where'd you get it? Why'd you get it? What were you doing? No way you let that run just continue to run without trying to break the mentality of the run and pocketing those. It's just mind-blowing. That was just mind-blowing. And to have to go through all of that and to be right there at that and have that game in hand and then lose that game, it's going to be that's going to be a tough bounce back. That's going to be, I don't see them winning game 2. So that's going to be a hard, difficult, and tough comeback. But that being said, I'm telling you right now, he's going to go down as the greatest choke artist or the worst playoff player in his playoffs, and he's been in the playoffs every year of his career. I was reading somewhere that said all 17 years of his career, he made the postseason. And man, yeah, they'll be all over him for a long time. You know, when the Cavs, I was looking at some of this stuff over here. Cleveland was up 22 points with 7:52 left. And I think ESPN win probability for Cleveland was 99.9%. And somehow the open, this is like from Dumb and Dumber. That's why you keep going, oh, so you say we got a chance. And yes, they got that chance. That was crazy. That was absolutely crazy. 9 isolations directly at Harden. Like, come on, brother, let's see what you got here. And put it on. I mean, they attacked James Harden, and that's how they won that game. And that's why I say, I don't know if he can ever recover from this. I do know. Let me say this correctly. I do know that he can recover, but it would have to be so epic to make a starch 360 from what you've seen in the playoffs. Now, when I say I don't know what he can do, I know what he can do, but I don't even want to say it because it'll make me sound crazy. But James, I have to step out tonight in New York. Drop 50 and they win. Go back to Cleveland. Drop 50 and they win. Game 3. Game 4. You drop 50 tonight in New York. Tomorrow night. Let me do this. Drop 50 tomorrow night in New York. Go back to Cleveland. Drop 50 in Cleveland. Both the wins. And then that second game in Cleveland, drop 50 more in Cleveland. And then come back. Game 5 in the Mecca. The same place of the crime that was going to put you on the bottom for all time. Now you go and drop 50 more. That's 4 50-point games and get 4 straight wins. That last 50-point game is in the Mecca, New York. And then you go and do the same thing against the Spurs or OKC. Then people will start saying, you remember when James Harden got that monkey off his back? But anything short of that, bro, the stink of this game is going to ride you like a Batman backpack riding an 8-year-old Batman fan. It ain't gonna never stop hugging you and holding you. You got work to do to try to get from up under the stain of that pain for a long, long time. But we'll see. We'll see. 4 50-point games, and then people will start saying, oh, man, that was his fuel. That game was your fuel. Anything short of that, they're going to say that game was the ultimate dictator on who James Harden is. Let's see if you can get that right. Now, tonight, what will they do tonight? This is going to be so great because, you know, they try so many things. And Chet Holmgren, he has to step up tonight. He has to be willing to get down and fight with Wemby to make sure Wemby, he can't be as effective as he was in game one. And I love when people see the fight about Caruso and Alex and they're bumping him down and trying to get him. But you see, Castle just throws that ball up and nobody's up there with him. Chet 7'1". He's 7'5". Chet said, "Now, what are you doing way out on the three-point line? Come in here and try to help defend." So it's going to be interesting just to see how that plays out. It's a chess match when you get to these playoffs. Remember what I'm telling you? It's a chess match. So, yeah. But, boy, I tell you, for right now, conference finals, I must say, has been great. 2 games, both in overtime. Been great locker room. I'm telling you. And it's moving fast, too, because I keep getting people talking about. I was looking, they had old Miami and North Carolina State game on today. I'm like, what is this? This is everybody itching for football already, huh? We can't wait. We got so many good playoff games going on right now. We got conference championship games, Eastern in the Western Conference Championship game. You know, so let's just enjoy this right now. You know, no watermelon time. Last night, me and the babies, we had our first watermelon time with my new little Venus. I'll send it to you. I'll let you guys see it. You know, because, you know, she was my newest baby that I got for my little 60th birthday in March. So we have never given her any watermelon. But me, Zeus, and Aurora, you know, when I'm training especially, we have watermelon night. Because late at night I always get itch. I get an itch and an urge for something sweet. And watermelon is just water. It's good for me. So I get to eat watermelon. But yeah, it was a funny video. Dude, the watermelon family! And they all my pups look, because they love watermelon. It's funny, I'll show it to you. But we are the watermelon family. All right, peeps.